My name is Carolyn, and I talk to the spirit world. Travel with me to a dimension filled with love, light, and joyful surprises. Welcome to Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. Hi, everybody. Carolyn Wilkins here. So thrilled to welcome you back to another edition of Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I'm telling you, this quarantine situation has thrown everybody and everything for a loop. I hope that you guys out there in the world are surviving it okay. Our TV station is still closed down. So as you can see, I'm at home in my living room and I'm going to do my program from here. I didn't want to let too long pass before I visited you again. So welcome to the Psychic Playroom. And today I'm going to do things a little differently. I want to rebroadcast an interview that I did a few months ago with a wonderful British psychic. Her name is Paula Mary, and she works with animals. She also is a healer with people as well. She's a medium, and I'm honored to announce that she and I are going to be doing an amazing healing collaboration, the two of us, on the 29th of August. And given that we're all living in quarantine land, it's going to be online. But the idea of it is a healing circle in which the two of us work with a small group, only 10 people, no more, maybe even fewer, and each person receives a healing from both her and myself. I'll be offering Reiki and doing a new thing I'm calling integrated sound healing, which involves singing, Reiki, and psychic insight. So it's kind of an exciting thing. She does a thing called psychic surgery, which is way cool. So those who sign up for this event will receive a healing from both of us. Plus, we're going to do a little meditation to chill you down and relax you and align you with your highest and best energies. So it's going to be super fun. So in honor of that event, I wanted to rebroadcast an interview that I did with Paula Mary, like I said, a couple of months ago now. But just so you could get a flavor for her, what she's like. She's an absolutely delightful psychic from the UK. So without further ado, I'm going to air this rebroadcast of my interview with Paula Mary, and after which I'll be coming back to do some readings as always. Okay, check it out. Hello, everybody. This is Carolyn Wilkins, as you know, and I am sitting here via the wonders of the internet, having a lovely conversation with Paula Mary, my favorite UK psychic. And she is awesome. You're going to find out a whole lot about her in a moment. But the important thing I want to tell you about her right now that I think you're going to find interesting is that she can talk to the spirits of pets. If you lose a pet, fear not, because she can communicate with the spirits of your pets. And that's going to be the subject that we're going to be talking about today. So welcome, Paula. Welcome to Carolyn's Psychic Playroom.
Oh, hello, Carolyn. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's so lovely to be here.
Oh, well, it's an honor, and I really appreciate your coming on to join me. So tell me a little bit. I tend to ask, I often have psychics, mediums, those kind of people on the
Yeah.
program. How did you get started with your psychic work? Did you always know that you were a psychic?
Absolutely, Carolyn. I think I was born psychic. Very early on, about 4, I had this experience out in the garden. I was playing with my elder sister, and I tripped over, and I fell in like the flower beds, and I sort of got a bit dazed. And as I looked up, I didn't quite know what they were, but I am assuming they were fairies, and I could see them everywhere. And then that journey started for me, and then at 6 I could see other energies on people, so I could see that they had an angel. I could see angels. And then when I got a bit older, I could see more maybe darker energies as well. So it's sort of, I can really sort of tap in to someone's energy and see what's going on for their auric field. But at the time, obviously being younger, I was obviously wasn't sure what was happening, but I spent a lot of the time talking to the fairies in my early years, and then I worked up in the city when I was 16, and I was a typist, and they had this event, and they had a psychic there, and she just called me over. It was really bizarre, and she said, "You have the gift." It was literally like that. "I want to work with you." And it was really just like that. And then I started going up and doing tea and coffee readings with her in shopping centres. Do you know what? I love that. I love the old fortune telling style of things. And it just sort of became very, very natural to me.
Wow. So really your whole life, you have never doubted that you had a psychic gift, and you always felt that this was your purpose and your calling to use this gift, right?
Absolutely. About 11, I just felt, a friend of mine, she fell over and her leg was swollen. I put my hand on her leg, and it just, the swelling disappeared. I mean, although she called me weird, I knew then that I had to go into this line of work. It's a passion. When I'm tuned into the spirit world, I feel so enlightened. I feel so blessed to be able to communicate. And yes, it is. So it's always been there.
That's
And I find
beautiful.
it different in the physical world, as it says. I much prefer it when
Yeah.
I'm tuned in.
I think many of us would agree with you with that. There's something really special and magical about the peace of the
Yeah.
spirit world. But this kind of leads on to my next question, which is, I know that you do many things and you do healing. And by the way, you have a wonderful radio program. We're going to talk about that later. But what I want to talk about now is this gift of healing and this ability to communicate with all different kinds of energies,
Yeah.
incarnate and discarnate. I'd like for you to talk a little bit about your work as a pet psychic. Is that even the proper way to call you?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I've been called lots of things. I've been called a pet detective. I've been called the pet healer, the pet psychic surgeon. I've been called as well. The journey started when I went to the Federation of Spiritual Healers, and I trained as a healer in my early 20s. And the very first job I got was 2 boy pugs. They were puppies. And as I walked in the door, the mother was saying that she needed them to be calm. They were in one bed. And there was a more of a dominant one that was a bit more bold and squashing the other one. And as I was talking to the mother, I heard this voice, and it said, "I don't like him. He's chewing my feet." And I'm like, and I went, and I just double taked. And I'm like,
Oh my
where
gosh.
did that come from? Because at that time I didn't know I was an animal communicator. And I just said in my mind, it's okay. I'm going to ask the owner to get another bed, and I'm going to talk to her. And he said, thank you. And I was like, wow. And that was my first ever experience. I mean, it's taken off since then. I was very early in my 20s. So it's grown, and I've developed it, gone on training, and I'm much more sort of in the zone with it now. Because but yes, very naturally. And at that particular time then I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So I'm thinking, who can talk to me then? And I was trying to talk to all the birds and the and the seagulls just to see. And they did talk back to me.
Of course they did. Of course they did. And I know many of us talk to our plants, our pets. We
Yes.
talk to trees. We talk, but still I think there is pushback and resistance from people who will say, for example, in this case, well, a dog can't talk. Dogs don't talk. How do you know you didn't make that up? So how do you sort of address this kind of critic?
Well, first of all, I connect through doing animal communication through my mediumship. So I make sure that I have a channel, and that channel is open to my guides, and they will bring down. Also with the pet, you have to actually sort of make sure you're in their energy zone, and you actually then your energies go over to the animal. And then you're connecting on a soul to soul, really. You're connecting to the animal soul, and you're picking up the vibration. Very easily, I could see if they were unhappy. Now, if a communication can be difficult, because if the pet is unwell, or say an animal, a dog has been lost in the woods, they're in fear. They've been frightened. It's not quite as simple just to tap in and get a communication. What I do as a healer, I'd bring their energies in, I would comfort them, and I would give them healing to calm them down, so that they'll be able to have a communication. So it's not just as simple as I'm going to tap into you. If they're very spiritual themselves, they'll come straight away. If they're feeling ill, you have to work with their energies to build them up to get a communication. And then your energies are on their soul, and you're tapping in to their thoughts, really. But because pets show their energy vibration, you're tapping into their energy vibration, and you can feel straight away that there might be something wrong, or they want to talk to you. But I use my mediumship to talk to them.
Yes. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So this is fascinating, and I hope that those of you out there in the psychic playroom are listening. I know many of us have pets. Pets get sick, they die, they have issues.
Yes.
And Paula Mary is the one who can help. Now, you're located in the UK. Is it
Yes.
possible to connect with you? Like, say, if I don't have a dog, but if I did, and if he was sick, could I bring him here to the Zoom or something, and you could work on him that way?
Absolutely. I have a lot of clients in America and Australia, and I do distant healing on the animal, and I do psychic surgery. As long as I've got a connection, as long as I know the name, I can tap in. I've often found cats as well that have been abroad, and as long as I know the location, the timing of when they disappeared, and how I work if a pet's missing, I actually communicate with the pet. I actually communicate with the pet and not pick up what information I can get. I go straight to the pet, and the pet tells me where they might be. Yes, but I'm over in Bexhill-on-Sea, but I do, every month I go over to Brittany. I have a home farmhouse in Brittany where I run healing retreats.
Wow.
So I go backwards and forwards from Brittany to Bexhill-on-Sea in East Sussex.
That is fabulous. Now, do you also teach people how to do this work?
Yes, I teach animal communication.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
so if you were interested, if someone were interested in studying with you
yes,
or receiving a healing from you, either
yes,
for themselves or for an animal, how
yes.
what is the best way for them to reach you?
Well, in 1999, I set up a company called the Psychic Clinic. And I used to do holistic fairs. I have a team with me, and I still do that. I have a couple of Reiki masters working alongside me, as well as a reader. So they can find me under thepsychicclinic.com.
The Psychic Clinic, and that's all one word, T H
All
E
one word.
P S Y C H I C
See,
Clinic.
clinic, thepsychicclinic.com.
.com. Wow. Well, this 10 minutes went like this, and I
Oh my
have about 5 trillion more questions that I want to ask you. And I know that our listeners also want to ask you. So, what we're going to do when, as soon as we finish this call, maybe we can make a date for another time for you to come back and talk some more, because
goodness.
this is fascinating stuff. And in this time of so many people, I just brought through a dog just
Oh,
a few days ago, and I rarely do pets, but
yeah,
this woman had such a strong need to hear from the dog, and the dog had such a strong need that I was able to bring a message. But it really brought home to me how important it is to be
yeah,
able to bring the pets of our lives forward, because they love us, they care for us, and they
yeah.
continue to love us. Am I not right? From
Oh,
the other side.
absolutely. And I love what, I find it very rewarding. I do feel it's sad, but I feel when a pet goes over, it helps so much for the people that have lost their pet. And I do that quite a lot, and it is hard, but at the same time, it does help the grief. It does help,
It
definitely.
totally helps. I could see that it helps, and assumably it also helps the pet on the other
Yes,
side to know that their loved one is going to be okay and knows that they are alive and well.
yes.
Paula Mary, I am so, so, so happy that you took a few minutes out of your evening to stop by the Psychic Playroom. You will definitely be back. Tell us
Thank
once again the name of your website. And oh, and on the website, you have information about your radio program as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. The website again is the psychicclinic.com. The radio show is pulsetalkradio.com, and the show is Spiritual Surgery. It's a development show, and it's about debating techniques, spiritual guests, authors, and wonderful guests as you, Carolyn. And you're coming back too as well.
Oh, we have a thing going. I'm
From you.
super, super happy that we connected. I'm really
Yes.
appreciative. So I'm gonna let you go for now. But everybody, this is Paula Mary. She will be back. If you're interested in reaching her, you know how to find her, thepsychicclinic.com. And we will meet again soon. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Good night.
Good night. Did you enjoy that? Wasn't that amazing? Isn't she most delightful human on the planet? I'm telling you, she just has this lovely sparkle, and I know you're going to enjoy getting a healing with her. So, once again, since we didn't talk about it in the interview because that was a rebroadcast, I just want to mention again that Paula and I will be offering a small group healing session that will include Reiki, psychic surgery, sound healing, meditation, and just a lot of good vibes from both of us. A little psychic insight, also, little intuitive counseling, whatever you need. So please, if you're interested and you'd like to know more about it, please drop me. You can friend me on Facebook, Carolyn Wilkins, and visit my page, carolynwilkins.com, my website, or the Psychic Surgery Clinic. I believe it's called the Psychic Clinic. She talked about that, and I'll put that in a graphic on this film later. Okay, so now the moment has come. It is my great honor to do some readings for you, and I have 3 people who have written in for readings. So, as always, I'm going to use my Akashic Records Tarot deck, of which I am extremely proud. It's an amazing deck. I didn't make it, but I love using it, and the results, I should say, that I get are very both accurate but yet expansive at the same time. They really give you the big picture, and that's what I'm hoping to give you, the big picture about what's going on for you. So the first question is from LJ, and LJ is asking, the personal life is on hold as well as the career. And I think this is a common situation for many of us right now in this time. Personal life and career on hold. What should I do? So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and let's see. I'm going to ask the cards to tell LJ what is most needed to be known right now about her situation, both career and personal life, because I do feel that there's a connection, that the on hold feeling is related. There's an energy of on hold right now, and I do think that's true for lots of us. Notice how long it took me to get my next episode up and running. I think the energy right now is very uncertain, and it tends to make us tighten up, and therefore you feel a little bit afraid to make any big steps because things are so uncertain. However, let's see what the cards have to say regarding the career. So let me pull that first. Career, and the card that comes up is community. Okay, I hope you can see that. Community. And so what it says to me, I have no idea what your current career is, but it feels to me like, and perhaps this is also a result of the COVID as well, but that you have been missing community and missing a sense of community. And I do feel that community will be important for you in any job that you undertake. You want something that is going to involve other people. And I know nowadays it's tricky because we're all locked up at home, but you want something in which you will be interacting and working with people, even if it's only online. This is very important. And the nature of the community is also important. So if you are looking at different options in jobs, and one of them is kind of much more your own, you're in your own little silo and you never talk to anyone all day and you just manage data or something, this is not going to be for you. You need community and you need people, and you need to feel also, I feel more that you are a helper and a server kind of person, and you need to feel that that is also going to be important, that you're doing something that is making a difference to a community. So that's my little 2 cents on the career question. Regarding the relationship, I'm getting loving elementals. You see, there's a little child there playing and fairies. I wonder if you couldn't be a little more playful about this whole situation. I feel that sometimes you have a tendency to be very serious, and particularly about things that really matter to you. You're a very open hearted person. One could almost say tender hearted. Your feelings are easily hurt, and sometimes you take things more seriously than maybe is needed. And I think in this situation, and quite naturally, we all do this, especially when it's something that really matters to us, like a relationship. But I would like to see you play a little bit more. And I'm hearing something like these kind of online groups where you can meet people, but there's very little at stake. Like something like where you could almost do speed dating or something where it hardly matters. You just do goofy things, playful things, not serious, nothing much expected. I think for you, lower the stakes a little bit and don't let it be quite so serious. And I think actually the end result will be more joyful because of that. So that is for you, LJ. I hope that it is helpful. Please let me know. I'll be posting this call after it's all done and I edit it together with the Paula Mary segment. I'll be posting it on my YouTube channel. All right. Next question comes from CW, and the question is, once again, relationship. All right. And I do feel that since we are kind of stuck at home right now, it feels even more daunting to meet new people, even more daunting to find a way to meet people, the things we used to do. As the old blues song says, we don't do them anymore. Obviously, you're not going to be going to any bars and hanging out and meeting people. And if you're a musician, as I know you are, CW, you will not be meeting anyone on a gig because your gigs are online. But that said, there are new ways, and I think that these new times call for new ways, new insights, and new visions. So I'm going to pull a card. CW, what does CW need to know about relationship? I'm pulling a card, and this is commitment. Oh, so maybe if you're already at the beginning stages or you have met someone, I'm not sure what the story is, but the card is commitment. And I do feel that commitment will be important for you. I do feel that you are not looking at this stage in your life for something that's just going to be a fling or a casual. You're looking for something that is really going to be a commitment and a commitment for you. And I know you have a son, so that also is a requirement, is that this person will be committed to a degree to dealing with children, dealing with the child in your life. But I don't think that that means that it has to be dead serious, they're going to marry you or else. But I do think there's a level of commitment to a consistency. I think that that is the word that Spirit is giving me, consistent. It needs to be a person who will be consistent. So if you are currently either seeing someone or have met someone, just look into their consistency. Are they consistent? If they say they're going to be somewhere at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, are they there? Because that is the thing that's going to be very important. If you have not yet met this person or you're not involved in a relationship, this is the quality that is going to be important. And once again, it doesn't mean are they going to commit themselves to me for life. That we're not yet ready to go there. But they do need to be a person who is reliable, stable, and does what they say they're going to do. If they make a commitment, no matter the level, that they follow through. All right, I hope that this is helpful, CW. I've got one more question, and this is from C. And the question is about connecting with ancestors. So let me, that requires just a little bit of a different headset from me. So I'm going to put away my cards. I'm going to allow myself to kind of settle in a little bit. And see, you will let me know if what I bring through is helpful. So I'm just going to ask the spirit world to come close. And anyone who has a message for C at this time. I'm aware that your father and your brother passed because you wrote me that. So I want to talk about a young man, and I am going to just speak about this young man. You can tell me later if this sounds like someone you know or not. As you know, because you are a medium yourself, often when we bring through people in spirit, we may ask for certain people to come, but I, as a medium, cannot guarantee, oh, it's going to be this one or it's going to be that one. I'm just going to talk about the person that I have with me, and if that is the person for you. But this is a young man with a very playful spirit. I almost want to say prankish. I do feel someone that passed way too young, like maybe 30s or 20s or something like that, but young, playful, very fun-loving, somebody who used to tease you and be almost like, I'm hearing, partner in crime, like someone who would hang out with you and you would do things together, jokes and pranks, things of that nature. I'm also feeling this was a very creative young man that was involved with music or with the arts, somebody who had a good singing voice, I'm hearing, and who just was a lot of fun to be around. And I'm also, he's making me aware as he comes close that he also, because he had this very open, fun-loving kind of nature, he was open to a lot of influences and not always the best ones. And I do feel that he had people around him who did not have his best interest at heart, and that his kind of openness and joyful quality made him a little bit maybe over naive as far as people are concerned. And I'm feeling that he did take the advice of someone from whom he should not have taken advice. That is coming through very strongly. And also that maybe there were role models who were not the best for him. I'm feeling that this person was very, very close with you and looked up to you a great deal. And especially what I'm hearing is your angelic quality. He really admired the fact that you had the ability to access, and I know you wrote me that you are in fact a medium, but I feel that this person would have known you or had experiences in which you connected with the spirit world and would have been awed and impressed and wanted at the same time to be a little protective of you and keep you away from anyone who might mock or denigrate in any way what you did. I do feel this person was somewhat of a protector at the same time. In the last few months, there was more of a distance between you as he went down a particular rabbit hole. I'm feeling, in terms of a message, very much just a great, overwhelming love for you, to let you know that he is now okay, that the lessons that needed to be learned have been learned, and that the contract, whatever this may mean to you, there's something about a contract having been fulfilled. The contract has been fulfilled, and he's sending you his love. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave you with his love. You will have to write me and let me know who this person is, if you recognize them, and I hope that this reading was helpful. But for now, I'm going to just let him go. So, beautiful ones, that is my show for today, Carolyn's Psychic Playroom. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Another special quarantine edition from my living room. Hopefully, I will see you soon, and very soon, once again from the studio in Cambridge. But in the meantime, be well. This is Carolyn Wilkins, and I shall talk to you again soon. Bye.
Thoughts are things with the energy to make life better for you and for me. Touch the light.